Good morning, you guys. So I wanted to take a minute and today is a very interesting day in America. It's election day. And if you know anything about the climate of the current political arena, you know that tensions are high. So I decided to wake up with some tension tamer tea with pumpkin spice creamer and not think about it. So it is what it is. But that being said, it's important to practice self-care in moments of distress and moments of stress and any sort of emotionally upheaving circumstances, because our state of being is all that we truly have to navigate this world in a productive and healthy and happy manner. Now, with that being said, let's talk about some numerology. Let me back up, actually. Make sure you guys are exercising today. Make sure you guys are eating well. Make sure you guys are really taking care of yourself, being mindful, being kind to others, even if others are not kind to you. And this is important to understand because one of the concepts I've coined, another one, in addition to 257 and 857, really is also at the core or the crux of negative human behavior. And that is 52, 53, 54. I have so many videos on this already, but in short, if you're familiar with my 857 and 257 sequences, right, relative to the pathways of darkness, oppositional behavior, addiction, so on and so forth, reactionary behavior, it is going to follow that same concept. So with that being said, when you have 5 and 2, you have 5 pulling in 2, the number of discomfort, the number of ego, the number of internal karma. Pulling in 2, which is the relational number or a relationship. So it can pertain to karmic relationships, but it can also pertain to my discomfort causing a relational behavior that is oppositional, that is reactionary, that is imbalanced because it totals 7. And along those same lines, what do you think 53 is if it totals 8? I'm experiencing that discomfort or that ego trigger, but I'm deciding 3 to respond in a balanced manner because it totals 8. This can include boundary setting, but it can also include understanding. Okay. Then we have the most enlightened form of ego response, and that is 54. It totals 9. So this is an ego reaction or discomfort pulling in or governing, and we're going to get into this in a minute as well, an energetic exchange that is masterful because it totals 9. That imbues love because it totals 9. But it can also be ending something, right? Out of that mastery or out of that love. So it's something that's important to understand, and it's a great rule of thumb if you're really wanting to hone your reactions situation by situation, moment by moment, to tend to emotional self-mastery. Now, let's get into the actual topic today that I wanted to talk about numerology-wise. But I wanted to preface by giving you those insights because today we are going to be dealing with a lot of uncomfortable energy. We are. We're on the jumping off point, or we are nearing the catalyst for the tone of 2025. So it's important for you guys to really, truly look inward and master yourself in these inward moments, in these uncomfortable moments, in these scary moments. Now, let's actually get into today's topic, and that is going to be understanding the difference between inverse numbers. Because it can be confusing, I'm sure, right? You might say, Demetra, okay, so we have 79 and we have 97. Those are the same digits. They total the same sum, or they equal the same number when put together. So how do I decipher that? How do I decode that? It's actually quite simple. It's in my book. But I want to elaborate a little bit more. When you have one energy pulling in, governing or blocking the energy of another number, that is going to help you better understand the difference. So let's start with 79 for the sake of going in order. Okay. Now, with the point or the rule that I just provided to you, pulling in, governing, or blocking. And you have 7, the number of darkness, the number of transformation, the number of the shadow self, the number of opposition, the number of addiction, right? Attached to the number of mastery, the number of completion, the number of new beginnings, acceptance, so on and so forth. Detachment. Okay. What does that mean to you? And it totals 16, which is a being navigating the realm of 6, imbuing an energy of 7. So 16 is a number that I give to beings that are holding an immense amount of trauma, but don't have the awareness to deal with it quite yet. So with that being said, right, when we have 7 first, we can be talking about that darkness, that toxicity, that faux connection, blocking your ability to detach. It can also be that same darkness pulling in an actual ending. So it can be a tumultuous ending. And I could go on and on, right? You can go on and on about how to combine these energies, but I want to keep this concise. So let's look at the next example, 97. Flip them around. It's not the same energy. You have the number of mastery, love, attachment, detachment, beginnings, endings, acceptance, connected to governing, blocking, 7. Okay, this could be, and there's good and bad to all numbers. The first thing that comes to my mind example-wise would be someone that is too quick to detach. Someone that is so used to peace in their own company. I'm guilty of this. That I'll run from anything that's really uncomfortable or brings any sort of upset, not taking into account that there could actually be, and there usually is, gold right behind that dragon. Growth right behind the discomfort. Especially because this total 16, especially because that means that there is trauma that needs to be looked at here. Okay. So with that being said, it's also mastering darkness. It's also honing of the shadow, right? This is truly embarking on an inward journey in a manner that is effective and efficient and honest and deep and unafraid, right? At the end of the day, it's all in how we react to emotions. It's all in how we act to people and situations. But that growth will come again because it's what's needed. And God will only let us run for so long.